and that's very much on the low side. If you look at in the respect of revenue, it's like 17.8% of the total revenue. This is far below the FDI benchmark, which is 20%. And it's also below the regional average, which is about 24%. So what the ministry, as a policy pronouncement, what the ministry come out with is to engage the Ministry of Finance to at least get to the FDI benchmark, which will be 20% of our total revenue. Mm-hmm. Maybe the next target would be to get to the sub-regional average, which is 24%. That's something that's highlighted in the policy. But in addition to government, we also would like to do our own resource mobilization. For example, in one CCM, the ministry staffs volunteer to contribute towards Girl Trust Fund. And these are some of the alternatives we'll also be looking at to finance education. If you look at the spending of a household at the moment, at the lower basic education, lower basic schools, households are spending about 46% of their income. Is very discouraging, and that alone has made it about 30% of our students dropped out of the school. So if we want to address that problem, we have to reduce the spending of the household drastically. It's very much on the high side, and then we have to address that as soon as possible. Mm-hmm. So that's something that has come out clearly in the policy. This is why, because already the Constitution has guaranteed free education. Difficult to attain, but then the ministry is working towards it. We want to make sure that education is very free for every household.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so maybe when we talk about maybe free education for every household here, is there a limit to it? Maybe from which stage, from which level to which level, is it absolutely free for Gambians?
Yeah, it's free up to according to the Constitution, basic education.
Okay.
So if you talk about basic education, it's up to grade 9.
And
grade 12, sorry.
That one is both boys and girls.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It has huge financial implications, but we are working towards it. It's difficult, but nothing is unachievable.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Now, when we also talk about, the finance that you're talking about here now, obviously maybe if you are there might be thinking that it's the money accrued from internal source and from external sources as well. Maybe it's just going to be used to fund the education of children. So does that also include the running cost, the operational cost of the ministry in terms of the vehicles, and the fuel, the other salaries that have been paid? So when you're talking about this finance, is it inclusive of all that?
In fact, you touch a very important point. Currently, if you look at the education expenditure, about 93% is on recurrent expenditure. And that's something we are going to work towards, to sift that kind of expenditure. And now we want to make sure that spending also is sifted to goods and services and investment as well, because you need good infrastructure to be able to develop education.
Okay. So, Permanent Secretary, thank you. DPS, thank you so very much. I would have to hold you on there, and then shift attention to other people. Then I'll be coming back to you obviously later.
Thank you.
Then, Mr. Mendy, you are representing GTU, the Gambia Teachers Union, and like I said in the preamble, you also have a significant role, a good chunk of the responsibility of the achievement of the educational goals rest on the shoulders of the teachers, and you're representing those people. You're the go-between the teachers and then the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, as well as other interest groups. So what is the policy talking about you people in terms of partnership and other things? Okay. Can you tell us the policy statement about that?
Thank you very much, Mohamed Jamal Sise. Good evening, viewers. The Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education is one of the ministries that collaborates a lot with partners. And we, as members of the Gambia Teachers Union, we are among those partners that collaborate with the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education a lot. But over the years, you realize that there has not been any policy pronouncement on the area of partnership, and it's agreed that this is something that is really very crucial, and those are the reason why during the review of the policy, the issue of partnership was featured on the policy, because it is so important, such that, because we know with the inclusion of a policy pronouncement on partnership, it will really help to guide the nature and the context of partnership that the ministry would enjoy with its esteemed partners. The operational focus of the partners, in the past, really, there has been some gaps, which really can be attributed to the lack of that, policy statement to really guide that that area. You find out that the operational focus of the partners also should be in line with the ministry's initiative to roll out some aspects of the education sector strategic plan, all right? And it also creates an opportunity for the government to be able to outsource some of its activities to and programs to some of the partners who have the relevant capacity to be able to come in and support the ministry for enhanced education service delivery.
Okay. Okay, thank you so very much. But then, has it, because maybe you're talking about partnership in general, but then you from the Gambia Teachers Union, would you be in a position to tell us that, because a partnership should be kind of a give and take? If you expect that the teachers should live up to expectation in terms of their service delivery, they should make sure that there is that much needed quality education that has been so much spelled out in the educational policy for many years now. So, but is this partnership kind of reciprocal in a sense that will the policy also dictate the ministry on how they can also fulfill that part for the teachers? Is there anything like that in the policy too?
In fact, in the policy on the issue of partnership, that is one of the strategies that is being proposed. Like, for example, the ministry coming up with a focal person for all the major partners, and this is aimed at helping the ministry to be able to kind of focus their partnership with those organizations or individuals better, and it will also help the ministry to be able to monitor and to see what the partners are doing, and it will create an opportunity for them to know them better and know what capacities they have and which areas they will be able to intervene. When it comes to Gambia Teachers Union in particular, over the years we've done a lot with the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. Not only in terms of sensitizing teachers on the education policy, even this education policy that is being reviewed at the moment, Gambia Teachers Union participated a lot in ensuring that in the entire policy formulation process, all the consultations that have been done nationwide, Gambia Teachers Union has been right there in the midst of things. Okay. And we are always interested in anything at all that will enhance the work of the teacher and at the same time inject quality into the system. Okay. And that is why even on our own, we initiate things. We look for projects with our partners as well, and we bring on board those projects to build the capacity of teachers in different areas. We had one on school management, which was a very crucial issue, and that has been a very successful program. Okay. And we would always continue to do our best in that area. Okay,
so now we would have to go to Mrs. Hadi Jok, the donor coordinator, the PCU, Minister of Basic and Secondary Education. When we're talking about donors, we know that the Minister of Basic and Secondary Education has a lot of donors. We're talking about, we're talking about FTI, we're talking about many other projects that have gotten some external funding. So